Am I the astronaut for not inviting my best friend on a girls' trip? Plus, an update. I, 22 female, and my girls go on a trip every December since we all have breaks from uni. We're a group of 6 girls and have been doing this since we were 18. We weren't able to go last year because of COVID. My best friend, 21 female, has a 14-month-old son. Since her son was born, we haven't had a day alone with her, which I guess is understandable because she's a new mom. We tried to include her in all the plans we had since having her child, but noticed that she would always ask if we could change what the plan was to accommodate her baby coming too. This meant the plan was almost always a coffee shop. I genuinely didn't mind changing all the plans to be more child-friendly and just assumed that she couldn't get her man or parents to watch her baby for a while. I called her a few weeks ago to ask if she wanted to come to a club with us, and she asked if we could go to a coffee shop instead so she could bring her baby. I asked if there was no one who could watch her baby. She lives with her husband who works from home and her in-laws, to which she replied that she'll feel insane mom guilt if she goes to a club and leaves her baby at home. I said I understood, but that I really needed a night out. We could do coffee the next day. She texted me the following day asking why I had such a big problem having her child around. I was baffled because I'm the one constantly changing plans to accommodate her son, but I asked her to understand me for one night. I really needed a night out and didn't want to be in a coffee shop. She sounded irritated by my reasoning, but left it at that. Now, the girls' trip is coming in a week. I didn't really tell her about the trip because I knew she couldn't come alone, but she heard it from another friend. She jokingly asked why I didn't invite her, to which I laughed it off because I felt so awkward. I told her she was welcome to come as always and I would love to have her there. I thought the call was an indication that she would come alone. She called the next day to ask if the resort we were staying at was child-friendly. I said it wasn't, as we were looking for more of a club atmosphere, and that's what it was. She then said she couldn't make it then if it wasn't going to properly accommodate her son in the activities we do. I said I understand and that I'm sorry. I got a call from her older sister last night calling me all sorts of names because I didn't want my best friend's son to come to the girls' trip and that I'm being childish. I'm genuinely still in such shock and don't know how to even type what I'm feeling right now. We haven't even had proper fun together in ages because it's either we're too busy caring for my best friend's baby or a few of us were missing because of COVID, etc. This is the first time we've all been together since we graduated undergrad and started our masters. We've been having hectic years and just wanted one carefree holiday. So, am I the asshole for wanting our annual girls trip to actually be a girls trip? Edit, I tried to hint once that I wanted my birthday a few months ago to be just us, but she laughed it off and made a joke about her and her son are attached by the hip and she couldn't leave him. She asked if we could minimize how much alcohol there was going to be so she could bring her son. Why is he going to be drinking? There's an update. Let's get into the update momentarily. We got to talk about this for a second. Look, parental guilt is a thing, right? Parental guilt is like one of the most powerful forces in the universe. And Candy Thunder and I had a discussion about this like 2 nights ago. No matter how experienced of a parent you are, I say that because we have 5 kids, parental guilt is still something you're going to battle on the daily. Recognizing it is the first step to gaining control of that, right? And being able to reflect on it. This is her first kid. She doesn't understand yet what is happening, but she is taking on 100% of the responsibility for caring for this child and is trying to somehow keep like one foot in the door. She's kind of like straddle the line of 2 lives. She's trying to keep a grasp on her old life here with her friends where they clubbed and they partied and that's what they did. And that's who this friend group is. And she's also trying to be 100% new mom present here. So she doesn't have to leave her child and have crazy mom guilt, right? Well, you can't do both things. And where you end up at a fork in the road is if you go 100%. Like, I'm a mom now. This is my life. This is what I do every day. A little while down the road, you're going to feel like you've completely lost yourself. You've completely lost your identity. You're just a caregiver. You start feeling like a shell of yourself, right? It happens. It happens to new parents. You lose yourself in just becoming a caregiver for a tiny human. The job is so worthy and so rewarding, but you still have to fill up your own cup. And mom, making a couple things for you, mom. The expectation for your friend group who is rooted in clubbing and partying and being a little crazy, the expectation for your entire group of friends to evolve because your life is evolving is unreasonable. That is an unreasonable expectation that you put upon your friend group. And without even recognizing that she somehow twisted this story to her sister to be like, they don't even want me around. They said they never want to see my baby again. They're just such bitches. The story that sister got is not the truth. It's not an accurate representation. If it was, there's no way that she would have come at you with that. She is trying to like keep a tether on her previous life here and expecting you guys to, I'm not going to say grow up, but evolve into a parenthood kind of lifestyle with her. You guys aren't ready for that yet. You have no obligation to do that yet. You do it a lot already, and doing it every once in a while is a great sign of respect and trying to keep her included. You do that for her. Her expecting every single thing to change so that a baby can come along is a her problem. And second point to mom here, if you keep going down this path and don't take time to fill up your own cup by really being with your friends, you're not with your friends when you're with your friends right now. You're still momming. You're just doing it in their presence. That is not the same as filling up your cup by actually having fun with your friends like you used to. You're going to have to do that or you are going to go insane. All of this to say, OP, this is a her problem. And I don't know how you in your position help her see that without pissing her off worse, because what you said so far was pretty harmless and it turned into she hates me. So let's get into the update and see what happens here. Brady Bunch intro, Candy Thunder. I'm down. Okay. Yeah. Candy Thunder. So mom here is like 22, 23 as well. And that, yes, young parent. I understand you can't be both things. That and right now, while she's with her kid, is probably miserable because she's not filling up her own cup. And when she's with her friends, she's miserable because she's not filling up her own cup, but she feels like she's going through the motions. It's frustrating. You will figure this out, but you have to take some time to actually have you time. You have to take some time to fill up your cup. You will be a better parent if you take time to fill up your cup and restore your sanity than if you go 100% 24/7 mom duty. There has to be something that's still truly you. And trying to be a part of that friend group that was still truly you, but having your baby attached to your hip for it it's not the same. It's not the same thing. You're going to feel guilt for the first few hundred times that you go do something without your baby, but you are going to be happier. Natasha, why doesn't she have anyone who will watch the kiddo? That's not the case. It's not a matter of not having anybody who can watch the kiddo. It is she would have insane mom guilt. She doesn't want to allow that guilt into her body, so she chooses to take her baby with her everywhere. Okay, update time here. So for anyone who read my previous post and shared their advice, thank you, and here's the update. So we went on our girls' trip and had the best week we've had since before COVID started. We all kind of chose not to speak about the issue with our friend and just have a good time and sort out the issue when we got back home. The day after we got back, I texted my best friend and asked if we could come over and see her and her son, and also to deliver the gifts we had gotten them during the trip. She read the message and hadn't replied for 3 days. I called her husband just to ask if she was okay, and he said she was, and he doesn't know why she wasn't responding to me. Anyway, I decided not to double text as I didn't want to nag her. She texted back after 3 days with an essay-like response explaining how disappointed she felt that I thought she would give up days of motherhood just to drink and be a skank. Good to know that's what she thinks of us then, LOL. She ended the message by saying she and her husband are trying for another baby, and she doesn't have the mental capacity to deal with our crap. After which, she left all the group chats and blocked us on every single social media platform. So, that's it, I guess. Best friends since year 4, and this is how our friendship has ended. Still baffled, to be honest, but maybe it was for the best. Hoping I'll see the good in this one day. Thank you so much to everyone that's responded, and Happy New Year, lovelies. Top comment here. Most people grow apart from their childhood friendships, and sometimes it happens very abruptly. She made the decision to have a child at a very young age. That is a life-changing thing, and it makes sense that she is giving up a lot of things that people experience in their 20s. The problem is that she expected her entire group of friends to give up those same things to accommodate her and reacted coldly when you all continue to live your lives the same way most people do in their early 20s. Sounds like you guys made a lot of concessions for her over the past 2 years, and if she can't appreciate that, you are probably better off without her. Hear, hear. Everything that I said before reading the update times 10. This is a her problem. She's going to realize it someday, though. She's going to look back on this and be like, wow, I really fucked up because it was a me problem. I don't know why I expected them to do all of that for me. I don't know why I expected them to do the same thing that I'm doing. I don't know why I expected my friends to change their lives because my life was changing. She's going to figure it out someday. It may be 10 years from now, but she's going to look back on this and she's going to regret it. When your life changes, the lives of everyone around you do not change as well. Talk about some friggin' main character syndrome. She thinks this is the Truman Show, and that because her life has changed, the entire show changes to match her new life, which really says a lot. It really says a lot about how she viewed you all as friends from the beginning. You were accessories to her. You were there to accommodate her and her journey. She will figure it out someday. She'll regret it. You did nothing wrong. You accommodated as best you could without giving up what that group truly was. I don't think this was a Kobayashi Maru. When it comes to the relationship with his friend, this was a Kobayashi Maru because this was going to happen at some point no matter what. It's silly.